Hey guys, it's Nicholas here from upgradeToLife.com and welcome to this quote of the week video. And without any delay, let's just dive right into it. I'm going to read the quote and then giving my comments and my thoughts on it. So here's the quote from Neville Goddard. At night when I go to sleep, reason tells me what I have in the world. But suppose I don't like what I seem to have and reason dictates, I must dare to assume that I am that which I would like to be and sleep in that state rather than the state that my reason and my senses dictate. If I dare to do it, I know from the experience that it works. Crucial to understand the core message, I can already say this because I just quickly want to point this out here in this quote, is that, you have to inwardly be in the state, rather the state that you desire to be in, right? Rather than the state that your reasoning and your senses dictate, right? If you remain in the state that your reasoning mind, your logical, chronological, human thinking mind tells you that your senses, what you currently experience, maybe also physically in your body and in the outer world experience, if you remain in this state, right? If you take your cue from the state as it is right now being mirrored back to you, then nothing's going to change. You will just perpetuate the current circumstances. Change can only happen when you first of all inwardly assume something even though there is no proof of it yet. Okay? So, for example, let's say you go to bed tonight and your mind tells you, your reason tells you that you don't have the money that you want. You don't have the money that you want to have the lifestyle that you want. You don't have the lifestyle that you want. You don't have the circle of friendships of like-minded people that you want. You don't have the relationship that you want, the type of relationship that you want. You don't have the health situation that you want. Right? That is what your reasoning tells you. That is what your mind, what your senses tell you, that you currently have that in your world. And, if you watch this video, then I just assume that there is at least one thing in one area of your life that you want to change. So suppose that you don't like what you seem to have and what your mind dictates, right? And also read this word, what you seem to have, because that is only what your outer circumstances tell you that you have, right? And if you let this, if you make this your truth, if you make the facts your truth by taking your cue from the facts, then again, like you are in this vicious loop where you take the cue from what is, make this your state, you get more of the state reflected back to you. I do have a video on my channel which is called the One Life Principle that you have to understand. I will link this above right now. This is a crucial video. It's also in my highly recommended video playlist on YouTube. So definitely make sure you check this one out. And what we have to do, right, our job, and this is a great statement from Neville, I think it's just dare to assume, right, being bold, right? Putting supremacy of imagination above everything else, right? Boldly assume that we are something even though there is no proof of it. And I also have a video which is called like Dare to Assume, and persistent assumptions harden into fact. They have to harden into fact because persistently assuming a new state will make this new state natural, will make this new state feel absolutely certain to you, and then it will express. So check out the video I did a couple of months ago, which is called Persistent Assumptions Harden into Fact. So now that we discovered this, right, that our mind can dictate us things that we maybe don't want, right, then we must dare to assume that we are that what we would like to be, right, that we are already this version of us, that we are already financially stable, that we are already healthy, that we are already healed, that we are already, happily partnered, that we are already with this partner, that we are already happy, that we are already excited, right? You have to assume that. There won't be, first of all, proof for that, but your assumption will cause the proof. Your assumption will cause that state to be mirrored back to you, right? So you have to, quote unquote, sleep in that state. Don't take this too literal. You don't have to, always every night sleep in it. You can also do this throughout your day. But Neville means that you have to remain in that state. You have to make this state natural, right? It is naturalness that is the key. I do have a really important video as well on the topic of naturalness, making a state natural. I will link this also above right now. And you want to place, basically, to make it really simple, you want to place more attention, more focus, more awareness on the state that you want to express. Right? It's pretty obvious, pretty logical actually, instead of the state that you don't want to express and don't want to entertain. Right? So rather than this state, that your reason and your senses dictate. So this is why you have to let the facts be the facts, right? Don't battle against them. Don't try to push them away, but gently ignore them. Allow them without resistance. See them as reverberant, see them as echoing, see them as past, right? See them as the mirror. How can you take a cue from the mirror, right? If you stand in front of a physical mirror, then in order for the mirror image to change, you first have to change. So the same here, right? You wouldn't fight the mirror. You wouldn't break the mirror and force it to change the image that you see reflected back. This is stupid, right? This is fruitless. This wouldn't bring any results. You have to change what is going on inwardly here first, by assuming that you are already what you want to be. And if you dare to do that, right? Dare to do. Neville doesn't mean try to do, and he said dare to do. You have to be bold. You have to really dare to put yourself in that state. And this requires some practice. This at first some people call and think that they're delusional, but this is not delusional, right? Where you live subjectively, that is subjectively real to you. So even though you see the red numbers in the bank account, but you subjectively feel financially stable, you feel financially secure, then yeah, it might feel delusional, but actually subjectively wealth is real to you in that moment, right? Because wherever you are presently, that is where you are. That is your reality. So don't let the senses, don't let the facts persuade you and hypnotize you of what is real for you. And like Neville said, he knows from his experience that this works. What works? Works that when you then assume that state, assume that you're what you want to be, make it natural, remain in there, you will automatically, constantly automatically come back to this state. It's like a really subtle inner knowing that you carry with you, that you are in the state, that this will be reflected back to you, that this will be externalized, because that is what life does. It's an externalization of your state of consciousness. But it's an externalization of what you have alive within you. Everyone is yourself pushed out. People show you, people reflect back to you, things to you that you have alive within you. So that is a reminder again to boldly assume things, to boldly dare to be the desired version of yourself, not wait for anything. I know so many people that wait for 5 years and say, oh yeah, try this for some while, and yeah, let's see what life brings to me. And then they say, oh, nothing has changed yet. And then they wonder, and then they get frustrated, and they felt like waiting for life to magically change. Life listens to your commands, right? Like Neville said, the world is at your command. This is a play, this is a game. You have to master it by becoming aware and by, in a sense, shifting yourself into the character, into the version of yourself that you want to be. And therefore life will give you the corresponding circumstances, environments, relationships, and what you want to manifest, right? Will give you your desires if you inwardly have them alive within you. And that is basically my summary of this quote, right? And that's the question. Can you assume something, right? Can you, your circumstances show you X, Y, and Z, but you imagine the opposite? And can you then therefore, by remembering that what you experience in imagination is real, can you therefore see this as true, see this as true for you, and stop reacting to the circumstances? If yes, you're really close to mastering these teachings. But if you always come out of your imagination and then you open your eyes and then you go back into the old state, you go back to the old paths, then nothing is really changing, right? If you react still again to the current circumstances, you're just reinforcing them. You're just giving them life again. But you take life away from the old state by placing your awareness in the new state, or by living in a new state internally, by living in the end internally, and then you will automatically let go of the old state. The new state will be alive, and this will be the new snippet of experience that you encounter in your life. Okay? So let me know in the comments down below if you first of all have any questions on that, if that was clear to you, if this quote helped you. Also, if you want to learn more about this, then I highly recommend that you check out the free masterclass, which is the first link in the video description, where you can basically get a summary of Neville's teachings, and I will zoom out, pull back the curtain, and tell you what I manifested, what is essential for you to know to master the law of assumption, and just show you how it works, just show you how you can apply it. So that's it for this quote. I speak to you in the next one. Bye guys, and dare to assume. Dare to assume. Dare to assume. Make this your mantra. Dare to assume that you're wealthy. There is no proof. Circumstances will still be the same. But who cares about circumstances if they are the mirror? If they're past echoing reverberant stuff? Right? What I care about is where I am presently internally. So that's it. Till the next time, bye guys.